Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be finishing the epic saga that is the old R107 restoration thing. Today we're going to be doing the gas tank and injectors, putting it all back in, testing it, and then hopefully driving it for the first time. Let's do it. Alright, so to catch you all up, 2 months ago I took the gas tank to this radiator place to have it cleaned and recoated. I wasn't very happy with them. They quoted me $160 and a few days to do the work, and 2 months later they wanted to charge me $250. So anyway, it seems like they did the work okay. I'll try to show you what they did. So if you can see in here, they cleaned out all the rust. They had a big tub. They put it in, and they coated it with what looks like pop rocks. This blue, crystally material. So I'm going to do some research, see what that product is. I forgot to ask them. But yeah, anyway, so it's better than the rust bucket that it used to be. But yeah, so we'll just be taking this guy, putting it back in the car, and yeah, then on to injectors. Alright, so to get you up on what I've done so far, I've replaced this fuel filter, replaced all the lines, kind of made this a little more rigid. It's pretty much held together with zip ties, but it's better than it was. The first thing I'll be doing is putting on the supply bolt. I don't know, this thing. Now, one thing I should note that this is a custom made little piece. I don't know who did this, whoever worked on this car before, but typically this is just, you don't have this little nipple on it. It's just this hexagonal piece, and then on top of this hexagonal piece is a big screen or filter. But one thing I really like about this, I don't know who made it, but thank you, is that I can attach it with just a 19 millimeter. Otherwise, you have to buy a special socket that fits over this huge thing to tighten it. And I'll put a link in the description to Kent Bergsma's solution, because I think it works pretty well. Yeah, so I'll be putting this guy on, putting the return line back on, and that's it. So I'll see if I can show you guys where that's at. I think it's back here. I need to find it again myself. There it is. Okay. So sorry. You see that? See that guy? Yeah, that's where this goes. Unfortunately, it looks like the rubber got a little tangled up, so that sucks. Alright, so the gas tank's in, supply line, return line, evaporation tank, everything's connected. So now it's on to the injectors. As you saw from the previous video, I have everything removed. I sent all the injectors to California, GB Remanufacturing, I think it was, through Rock Auto to have them cleaned. However, they were only able to clean 5 of them because 3 of them, the electrical harness was cracked and kind of broken. I guess they didn't want to deal with that, so Anyway, so I have 5 remanufactured and 3 brand new ones from Standard Motor Products to put in. First step is replacing these guys. So this is the new one. The old one is over there somewhere. I didn't see where it went. But after you pull it out, you get here, I'll give you some better light. This was really dirty. So I just got a brass brush, stuffed a little piece of towel in there, and just cleaned it out. And then to get these out, I mean, as far as I know, there's not a tool for it. I used this little, I forget what this is called, little getter thing, and just kind of stuck it in there. Got it hooked, and then just kind of tried to pull it out. Keep trying. It's kind of a pain. You might want to try to loosen it up a little bit first and get a tiny little screwdriver in the gap here and just kind of pry at it to get it a little loosened up. There we go. Okay, so you can see the difference between old and new. You probably don't have to replace this, but that'll probably help your compression a little bit. So let me put you in there, and just so you can compare the two. So that's clean. Oh, that's clean, sorry. And that's dirty. So I just stick a little piece of towel in there. Then squirt a little bit of degreaser around the end of your brush and kind of work it in there. All right, and then after you're done cleaning it out, just pop your new guy in there. And you'll it'll be clamped down a little more when you put the injector in and tighten it down with that clamp. At least I think so. All right, so let's do the other 6 of them. Yay! Alright guys, so man, that's a task I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. That was awful. It took me about an hour and a half. Pushed my car outside because I'm tired of working that hot ass stuffy garage. It's awful. Anyway, I'm outside in the breeze and it feels good. I remembered what this was called. It's called a pilot bearing puller. I'd rented this from AutoZone a long time ago. I'll put the link in the description if I can find it, but this helped a lot in getting those out. Otherwise, I'm really not sure what you would use. Maybe you get lucky with needle nose and a screwdriver. But anyway, one thing to note, I did use the back end of a screwdriver and a hammer to kind of pound those little bushings back into place. Yeah, so they're all in. I'm going to take a break, get some food. Back in a bit, and we'll put the injectors in. I thought it might be helpful to you guys to show you how to reassemble this whole injector assembly. Actually, I'm going to do it this one. It's a little more bare bones. So, first step, take your little locking bracket, throw it on there. Second step, big old frickin' fat ass O-ring. Slide it in so it fits right in the middle like that. Then the fun part, snap ring. I didn't know this when I started this, so I had to go buy these, but snap ring pliers, pretty much a necessity. I'll link the ones I bought at O'Reilly's. Yeah, and so you just separate it and slide it on there as best you can. And then I take just a screwdriver and push it on the rest of the way. Ow. Cool. And that holds that fat ass O-ring on there. Second step is this little O-ring. I'm using my old ones because I forgot to buy new ones. If you do it through GB Remanufacturing, they should give you a new O-ring on there. That guy just slips over that. And last but not least, this little duder slips on the end there. One thing that's interesting, so the inner motor products are quite a bit shorter than the stock ones, so hope they work okay. That being said, all the O-rings seem to line up. I think we're good. So I'm going to keep doing this with the other ones, and yeah, put them in the car. Alrighty, so with the help of Haley Garrett.
Oh, no! Stop!
She doesn't want to be in it because she thinks she looks bad.
I do look bad. Is it just going to be my face?
Yeah, I think. I don't know what it actually got. Anyway, It's been a real long night. It's been dark for a while. Got the injectors hooked up. Got the fuel lines hooked up. Got new spark plug wires because the other ones were falling apart. So now we're ready for the first start again. So, turns out the number 2 and number 6 cylinders spark plug wires were mixed up, so that might have been the problem all along. Anyway, we'll try it again. Good morning. So it was like a 11-hour day yesterday. Didn't finish until like 10:30 at night, and I was just so tired and exhausted, and I was so frustrated. I decided to give up, wait till today. But so it started, which was cool, and it ran pretty well. Like I said, we mixed up the, the previous owner really mixed up the cylinder 2 and 6 spark plug wires. So after we fixed those, it ran so much better. I tried to tune the idle, but you really shouldn't tune the idle on these until the engine's at operating temperature. So I'm gonna do that today, maybe. But let's see what else. Oh, a couple fuel leaks. The return line in the engine bay and the supply line at the gas tank were leaking pretty bad, so I fixed those. The supply line looked like it had a little crack in it, and it was kind of spewing gasoline out last night. But I started it this morning, and it didn't do that. So I'm just not gonna worry about it. It's a line that's really difficult to replace, so if I don't have to do it, then that'd be great, but I probably will at some point. Yeah, anyway, let's drive it. No gas, nothing. Just letting it do its thing. There you go. It's idling right about where it should be. The auto response is pretty good. Actually. Hope the brakes work. Feels like the pedal's getting a little bit stiffer. Reverse works. That's good. Brake on this corner is dragging for sure. Yeah, the brakes work pretty well. Maybe they don't not work. The brake's dragging pretty bad. Well, some misfiring. Power! Just gonna drive around the parking lot a little. Upshift's okay. Okay, so let's see, that's floored. Shift. Another upshift. 40 miles an hour. That adjusts the fuel mixture, makes it a little more rich. It's kind of like driving a train. Tugga, 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 tugga. Wow, this thing runs like shit. Works though, it rides really nice. Oh, I just remembered something. I forgot to attach the linkage that tells the transmission when to shift. What a machine. Ooh. Oh, that did not sound good. Oh, okay. I'm so sorry, neighbors. Just your friendly neighborhood hoopty. Didn't die or explode. Temperature gauge works. Oil gauge sort of works too. Yeah, oil gauge works. I don't even notice. Yeah. So, pretty good first drive. It runs like absolute horseshit, but it runs and moves under its own power, so that's cool. Let me show you what I did. It's kind of a brief summary. So, you know, in total, since having it, I replaced a lot of these connectors, alternator, injectors, cold start injector, thermal time switch, temperature sensor. Redid all the wiring in here for the ignition. These were all mixed up, so I corrected that. And real quick, this is the manifold air pressure sensor that I'm gonna have to fix. You can see how awful those wires are. Yeah, new injectors all around, new spark plugs. The other ones were completely falling apart. And then a new gasoline tank, cleaned and recoated. Oh, and so what I did for this last stage, so there's two ways to adjust the idle. There's this screw right here, and I set that all the way clockwise, which is as rich as it can get, and then I backed it off 180 degrees, or a half a turn. And then you have to match it with the carbon monoxide setting at the ECU, and that's this guy. So I cranked it all the way to the right, which is rich, and then I backed it off like 6 clicks or so, and that seemed to be okay. Though, as you saw in the video, it was still misfiring a little bit, so that makes me think it might be still too lean. Maybe. I don't know. I'll keep playing around with it. Oh, another thing I forgot to was I had disconnected the linkage from the transmission to the whole throttle linkage. I had to do that to get the fuel regulator off. But yeah, so I'm gonna keep messing around with it. If I can get it running well enough, I think I have to unstick this, the auxiliary air valve. I think that's a bit sticky. And if I redo the connections here, because there's a sensor in here that's very, very, very sensitive. And if I do those two things, then I think it might run okay. And if it doesn't, I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. I'll probably part it out. That would be the smart thing to do, but it seems sad with a chassis as good in shape as this is. So I don't know. Anyway, thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, please let me know. If you like the video, please subscribe or like it or tell your friends. Thank you all for your support, and have a good day.